Most salespeople think closing faster means pushing harder, but in neuroscience, pressure doesn't create performance, it creates defense. When pressure rises, the buyer's brain, specifically the amygdala, lights up like a warning signal. That signal says, don't decide, don't move, stay safe. So the harder you push, the deeper the prospect hides. I'm Rob Mitchell, creator of the SDCC Way, subconscious-driven, conscious closing. Over the last 2 decades, I've led and trained award-winning sales teams that have scaled startups and established brands from $0 to over $100 million in annual revenue within just 3 years. And what I discovered changed how I sell forever. You don't have a lead problem, you have a trust problem. Every sales interaction begins with a nervous system check. The buyer's subconscious asks one question before they ever evaluate your offer. Am I safe with this person? If the answer is no, the subconscious directs the logical mind to shut down and the call is already over. That's why I say, trust is the new speed. When you make the nervous system feel safe, decisions happen in minutes, sometimes seconds. Try this. On your next call, slow your tone by 20%. Match their breathing pace, ask one genuine question and listen intently before you explain anything. Watch what happens. You'll feel the energy in the room drop from tension to connection. That's the moment when the brain stops defending and starts deciding. Now, once trust is established, you guide the prospect through the 4 phases of SDCC. These phases mirror the subconscious decision sequence every human brain follows before saying yes. Phase 1, situation. See their world clearly, reflect their reality without judgment. When they feel seen, trust deepens. Phase 2, doubt. Help them question the cost of staying the same. This isn't manipulation, it's illumination. We widen the gap between where they are and where they want to be, without fear, just truth. Phase 3, consequence. Anchor what inaction costs, time, money, or identity. Humans act not because they understand, but because they feel the weight of doing nothing. Phase 4, certainty. Finally, transfer belief, both in themselves and in the system you represent. Certainty is contagious. Your calm conviction becomes their permission to move. I've taught thousands of sales professionals and leaders how to close using my SDCC 10-minute close framework. I remember watching one of my student reps close a deal live, getting the win inside of 10 minutes, using this structure. No pitch deck, no false promises, no discounts, no pressure, just empathy, precision, and rhythm. The client said, I don't even know why, but this feels right. That's neuroscience at work. Let's connect the science to something practical, the 5-question blueprint. These are the 5 questions I use to compress a 6 to 12-month sales cycle into a single conversation. Although the individual questions used at each phase may vary, they are all designed to shift a specific belief, where each question maps to one SDCC phase. 1. Situation. Walk me through what's been happening lately that made this a priority. 2. Doubt. What's the downside if nothing changes over the next few months? 3. Consequence. How does that impact you or your team personally? 4. Certainty. Self. If I showed you a way to fix this, would you bet on yourself to follow through? 5. Certainty. Guide. Would you like me to walk you through how we've solved this for others just like you? Notice none of these sound like a pitch. They open the mind. They don't corner it. That's why the 10-minute close feels so natural, because it's not about forcing action. It's about aligning biology with belief. This isn't manipulation, it's mind alignment. When you understand how the brain buys, you stop chasing and start attracting. You stop convincing and start converting. If you want the exact framework I just shared, text SDCC to 1-205-946-4568 for your free 10-minute close blueprint. You'll get it instantly. And I'll also text you a quick link to save your seat in our next live 10-minute close workshop. We'll dive deeper into each phase and install it in your calls step by step. And if you lead a sales team and want this installed across your organization, or if you're scaling solo and know you are ready to leave your old operating system behind and are ready to step into your new level of success, text NEURO to 1-205-946-4568 to schedule a private neuro audit call. We'll analyze your structure, tone, and buyer flow to help you compress those long sales cycles into fast, effortless decisions. Because the truth is, once you learn to sell to the subconscious, you'll never go back to selling the old way again. Rewire minds, convert clients, scale freedom. Rob Mitchell, the ExecHero. Join the free 10-minute close workshop at exechero.com/10memin. Or if you lead a team or are a solo producer ready to scale, apply for a private neuro audit call at exechero.com/apply. Let's install this in your sales process and organization.